Okay, so it's not the prettiest design in the world, but there you go. This is how it's supposed to look. That piece flips in like that, and all the other pieces I have measured and outlined. Now it's time to glue. If you have your whole thing cut out like I have completely, everything is already laid out just like you need it, I say it's probably best to glue down your main background piece first, because that's going to be the hardest one to glue, and then everything else is going to be kind of relying on that. So I'm going to slide this over, and this is going to be what I glue first. I'm going to flip it over. Okay, that's super important, right? You got to put your glue on the back side of this thing. And then the glue bottles that we have look like this. The nice thing about this glue bottle is, there's a couple of nice things, but one of the nice things is it has a tiny little tip right there. And inside the cap, there's a stem, and that stem will go inside that hole to keep it from getting clogged. Now, sometimes there'll be an extra little bit of dried up glue around the edge that just peels right off pretty easily. So take your cap and leave it where you can find it easily. Again, this glue is not cheap, so you need to take good care of these glue bottles. Now, when you're putting your glue, I'm gonna see if I can hold this. It's gonna be difficult to hold it close to the camera, but I want you to see this. So when you're doing your glue, you want tiny little drops of glue on the little areas, okay? Do you see how tiny that amount of glue is? Itty bitty bitty. You just kind of drag it, and I'm not even squeezing this glue bottle, right? I'm just barely letting the glue touch that piece, and then it's not going to ooze out or make a mess, okay? But you do want to get a little bit of glue on every piece, really around the edges for sure, okay? Because you want it to fully be stuck down. If you have any pieces that I can put my fingernail underneath and lift up later, that's going to be an issue. I'm going to finish doing this on the table because it's going to be a lot easier when it's flat, and you should do this on your table too. I'm just barely dragging the glue along, okay? And I know some of you will probably prefer to use a toothpick, maybe. You can even take a toothpick and get a little glue on it like this. Take your toothpick and just get a little dab of glue on it like so, and then attach it to your piece. Okay, if that's easier for you than squeezing it out of the bottle, you can also use a toothpick to kind of spread it along. That's fine. For me personally, I think just using the glue bottle is a little easier, but I will let you guys decide what works the best for you. Just remember that, you guys, glue is not a spa treatment or a game. I know some of my previous students have thought it was really fun to squeeze a bunch of glue on their skin and then get the satisfaction of peeling it off of their skin later when it dries. If any of you decide to use my glue like a spa treatment for your skin, you will automatically get an E on this project. I will take your project away from you, and you will not be able to earn a good grade, okay? You need to be respectful of the supplies, and if you want to give yourself a spa treatment with glue, get your own glue, do that at home. All right, now let's see. Oh, this is the hard part. And this is the part too, like you may want one of your friends, especially if yours is super delicate, you may want one of your friends to help you with this, okay? You have, let's see, where I gotta have a plan here. Where's this gonna go? That is gonna get flipped this way. I'm just gonna get a little glue on my hand right here because I'm gonna have to hold it above the paper to get this to happen. Okay, I know that lines up there. So this is where I'm gonna start. And I'm gonna work my way across. Do you see how I'm holding my paper up off of the black so that I don't get any glue touching where it's not supposed to? before it's supposed to. I suppose it's possible that you could cut this thing into 4 sections and maybe glue them down in pieces instead of all at once like I'm trying to do. But yeah, I'll let you guys decide. Now see right there, that was a place where I'd cut through to get to that little floaty piece inside there. Same thing here, I had to cut a line there to get in to one of those pieces. And those places where you cut lines through, you gotta make sure that you glue them back together so you can't see where they are. There we go. Now, here's the thing, you guys. I literally have glue all over my fingers right now. All over my fingers. So don't touch the black part of this paper with your gluey fingers because it'll show. You'll have a giant fingerprint right there, and that would be bad. Just get all your pieces to stick down, and you'll notice I don't have any glue oozing out because I did not use too much glue. I only used tiny little dots. Oh, whoops, that's not glued. And hopefully you don't have any places that are sticking up either. You don't want any thing to be able to lift up. There you go. Now, I would wash my hands or at least have a little wet paper towel next to me so that I could wipe off the glue off of my hands before I do the next part, which is to glue these pieces all in their right places. I'm gonna have to remeasure these. Look, hopefully I made good marks where it's gonna be easy for me to find again where they go. But make sure you put your pieces back. And then after it's all done and all glued down, we'll trim this paper, right? We'll trim the extra piece off the top and the bottom, and we'll make it nice and square and beautiful, and then you can sign it, and there you go. That'll be your work of art. All right, have fun gluing.